there, and welcome back to Weird Soda for Life. Today, we're going to try something that's totally awesome. Ah, ah, you get it. And also, look, they can't all be gems. Sometimes we can come up with things that start with apple, like, like apple of my eye, apple of the sea. I don't know what you do with apples other than eat them. Come on, guys. But anyway, welcome back. Today we are trying the last of friend of the channel Anne's sodas that she found from the Amish market. And just like the other two, this is yet another soda that is apparently a cultural touchstone in the country that it originates from, but I had never heard of. This is Sidral Mundet. It is, as you can probably guess from the label on the bottle, and I'll hold it up later so you can see it, an apple soda from, well, Mexico. Um, and not only is it a cultural touchstone, it has been around for over 100 years. So, like, I personally have not been around over 100 years, but one would think in the years I've been on this earth that I may have seen this once, and maybe I did in a lineup at some point, like as I cruise through a soda aisle at some point. But nothing that comes to mind today. But the cool thing about this soda is this: it is not as I've kind of done my research. It doesn't appear to be just a Mexican soda. It seems to be one of the Mexican sodas, and it all started back in 1902. Uh, an 23-year-old Spanish immigrant named Arturo Mundet was like, I want to have a soda, but obviously all the sodas that are in existence are unhealthy as hell, and so I am going to fix that and make my own soda, and you can't stop me. And I have to assume in some ways soda making in the early 1900s in all countries was a little bit of a wild west. We've talked on the channel about how it just seemed like every other week somebody was making a weird soda willy-nilly in some like drugstore, and then it just escaped as if it was like on the run and trying to infect as many people as possible. um, so turns out other countries were not immune to this, and so uh, Arturo Mundet decides, gonna make a soda, gonna make it healthy, and you can't stop me. And so instead of having sugar or like syrup, right, as a base, he chose real apple juice. Um, so he kind of took an apple a day a little bit more extremely than the rest of us did, I guess. But this thing takes off, and folks are like really invested in this idea of a healthier soda. Does this sound familiar to like anybody who's drank a soda in the past like 100 or so years? So much so that folks started treating it like it was medicine. Um, it's rumor, right, to this day, is that it cures upset stomachs. To which I will tell you, as somebody who occasionally suffers from an upset stomach, fizzy water kind of just tends to make the thing feel better anyway. I don't really think the apple helped, but hey, you know what? They're not hurting anybody. But the whole thing, as I was kind of looking into it a little bit, reminded me a whole lot of a lot of the sodas that we talked about that are cure-alls, right? Where they are made to cure something. But in this case, Arturo wasn't trying to make a cure-all. Arturo was like, I'm just trying to be healthy and have some fizzy apple juice. And the folks around him were like, but also it cures things? Maybe? We should all be so lucky. But in that vein, I kind of hope it's tastier than some of the other cure-alls we've had, like Moxie. Y'all, never again. Um, but also too, so you can kind of guess where the name came from. Mundet, of course, is Arturo's last name. But Sidal is a play on like the Spanish word for not citrus. Oh my gosh, the Spanish word for cider, which kind of makes sense here. And what I learned too is as I was investigating is that it comes in two flavors. So we have this. This is like the OG flavor. It's supposed to. I guess it's gonna taste like a red apple, or sweeter sort of apple. But there's also like a green one that it's called a Manzana Verde, which is literally Spanish for green apple. Um, and it's supposed to be like tart. And I have to tell you, if I could find it, I would be willing to try it because I love a good tart soda. Um, but with that, let's take a look at the bottle. So this is very, let's see. Again, you'd think I'd get better at this sort of thing. But as you can see, it is in a classic old school glass bottle. Um, that is kind of part of the appeal. Both it and its green cousin are in old school glass bottles. It kind of evokes a sort of nostalgia, a sort of like harkening back to the past. And I gotta tell you, a lot of times I think soda in glass bottles tastes better. So like kudos to them. But looking at it, it's a very simple design. You can see the label here; it gets the point across, and then also the bottle itself has the exact same branding. So even if the label was off, you would know what you were getting. And so I think that's a really cool thing. Um, but I'm going to say I feel a little bamboozlement as I look at the label on the back because it literally says the first three ingredients are carbonated water, sugar, and less than 1% apple juice. I think Arturo is spinning in his grave right now. And y'all did that. But with that, let's see what we're getting into. Oh, no. Is this not. It's not a twist top. Uh, it fooled me again. So now let me get the trusty bottle opener. All right. And I will say, I'm willing to try anything. Y'all know that I tried like all those probiotic and prebiotic sodas. I'm still recovering from a cold, so if this bad boy can placebo effect its way into making me breathe a little better, I am here for it. So let's go. So, um, it smells a little appley, but I think maybe once I wasn't sure if I was going to pour it into a glass because usually when I pour it into a glass, it's to sort of show you like the color of the drink. Um, but y'all can see it. But give me a second because I think if I pour it into the color of the glass or pour it into a glass, I'll be able to smell it a little better. So, please hold. Okay, back with the glass. So let's pour that in. Okay, yeah, I do smell that better now. Part of that might be my honker, but a part of it I think too is just, again, letting something breathe. This may shock you. It smells like apple. With that, bottoms up. For the third week in a row, that's delicious. Again, I gotta find this Amish market and get more of this stuff. But to describe it, you know how Welch's sparkling grape just tastes like sparkling grape juice? That, but apple. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. I will say it tastes it tastes like fizzy apple juice. So, we've had apple sodas on the channel, and those taste like apple, but like fake apple, a candied sort of apple. Not candy apple, but like artificial. This very much tastes as if I took one of those like soda stream machines and like poured some apple juice in a glass and was like, yeah, fizz that bad boy up. Um, which I enjoy. I like apple juice, so it stands to reason that I would like fizzy apple juice. Um, this whole experience has been really great for me. We've had 3 weeks in a row where the sodas have been delicious, and I'm here for it. So I guess what I'm saying, when we talk about weird sodas, when I say weird, I don't mean weird as like freaky. I mean weird as in different stuff that you're not running across every day. Not your general Coca-Cola. And to that end, this has been great for that. And I would highly recommend, and I am going to try to make more of an effort perhaps in the next year to find sodas from other countries to try on the channel because I'm not saying that this is hugely broadened my worldview and I'm a different person now. Unfortunately for y'all, I'm the same boring person that tries weird sodas on this channel every month or every week, in fact. Um, but it has been incredibly interesting for me during the past 3 weeks to see like what fruits and things that folks are using in other countries to create like a fizzy drink that they call soda. And I have really enjoyed this experience. So I do want to thank Anne. I don't know if she watches the channel. I'll probably bug her about it later. And if you do watch the channel, Anne, hello. Um, but thank you for getting these. I enjoyed them all. And I would love to go see this market sometime. So go get this if you see it. Um, it is delicious and it's worth it. A plus plus would drink again. However, next week we're coming back to America. um, my boss overheard me talking about the Seven Up. Well, mostly they had asked me if I had tried the Seven Up Shirley Temple soda, and I said I hadn't. And they said, "Cool, I got a bunch of cans of it, so I'm gonna bring you one." So I've been sitting on that for a couple weeks. So next week we are going to try the limited edition 7 Up Shirley Temple soda. I am looking forward to it. As a kid, I loved Shirley Temples, and frankly, I love Shirley Temples now. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if it captures that sort of experience. Until next time, drink weird, and an apple a day supposedly keeps the doctor away, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you throw an apple hard enough, it's going to keep anybody away. Who wants to come to you when you're throwing apples at them? That's just rude. See you next time.